Hey, Katie, can you see me okay?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm so pleased. I always have trouble with this. And so I'm gonna try to share my screen too, but I'll wait just a minute before I do that. I was just gonna kind of go through everything and then I'll leave a little time for some questions if that works for you. Want me to go through all my data and stuff?
Sure, I
Does
look
that work?
forward to hearing what you have to share.
Okay, let's see if I can make sure this works. And I apologize, we're a little late. I had another conference. They're back to back. Let's see. I did play with this, so hopefully bear with me. Share. And then hopefully I can share my dock camera. I'm never patient enough for it, so hopefully it just comes on. Uh-oh, it looks like we froze. No? Okay. So let's see. Can you see that?
It just has an N.
Ah, bummer. Okay, let me give it another minute. Can you see my hand or anything?
Sure, no, I can't. I mean, you can just start by telling me like how Decker is
Yeah.
doing in class, who she's sitting next to, um, those type of things, like the social
Okay,
things.
I'm gonna stop sharing then. Sure. Okay. Let's go back. Hmm.
What's the
Back
seating
to
arrangement like in the classroom now?
okay. Okay, so we have teams, groups of 4, and I have 6 teams, and we change our desks quite a few times. I guess we've already changed them about 3 or 4 times, just so they can meet new kids and
So whose team is
form new
Decker sitting at?
friendships.
Whose team is Decker sitting at right now?
Um, she's at team 4 with Logan, Tallulah, and let me see, Mia Compton, and yeah, that's it. That's the four in that group,
Right, and who
and
is
she's
her
such a kind.
closest friend in the classroom right now?
I would say Mila Montgomery for sure, Logan Westwood, and Bella Wynn.
Hmm.
Those seem to be her good friends
Okay,
that
and
she
has she
hangs
been
out with every day.
attending in person or remotely?
We only have in person, there's no remote.
Okay, so
So
have you
she's,
been marking her attendance? You personally?
yes. Yeah, every day we do attendance.
Okay.
So yeah.
Do you have
But
your information
excuse me,
that you're going to show and share in the classroom?
yes. So I was just going to let you know. Yeah, it's hard over since my dock camera's not working. But as far as our middle of year assessments, I was just going to kind of share how she's doing. She's making growth in all areas. She's on grade level and just doing great. So for our dibbles, she is in the green. She's met her goal for her reading. That's the test where she reads out loud. Her decoding, her accuracy and fluency are all on grade level. And her comprehension, of course, is above grade level, which is not surprising. She's quite the reader. She made so much growth on her map reading. That's the test where they read on the computer and it's independent. So she's not reading with me at all. And she was, wow, so winter 2026, she was in the 79th percentile. So she made more progress than 79% of her peers. And that's in reading. So she went really up. And there's, I don't know if I can show you that, but you can see that growth that she's making. And also in math, she has 56th percentile growth. So you can see how that went up as well in math. So she's doing really well. Uh, all of the data that I have here for classroom, you can see all the reading. She's getting 4s on her reading. Her last Peter Pan test. She got all fours on her comprehension and word knowledge. She loves to write, all that writing. Oh my goodness, getting evidence from the text. So she always goes back to the text. Her spelling, she's got 15 out of 15. So she does OG with me, with the third grade class.
What's
And
OG?
Orton Gillingham, it's their spelling. We're doing for spelling and syllables, and it's all phonics.
How much of percentage of the time is the classroom spent on the computer, and how much is spent one-on-one with you?
Well, one-on-one is not a ton because there's 25 students, but I'll pull for corrections or reteaching. And if we need one-on-one, usually that would be with another provider or a para, Mrs. Plow, who's also a teacher. So when kids need that one-on-one, we find adults, resources, whether it's for speech or whether it's for reading.
So how
She
much of
doesn't
the percentage of the classroom time is
need
spent
one-on-one.
with a person instructing versus with a computer instructing?
We don't use a lot of computer for typing. I just started doing essays on the computer where they're typing. So we're going to do a book review on Peter Pan so that they have the key. I have taught them how to keyboard just like I did when Dasha was here. That left pinky A, shut down 4B. So we do that for writing, but we also use paper and pencil for writing. So I don't know the exact percentage, but like some days we don't use it at all because
That's
my
great.
math
I'm glad
curriculum.
that you brought up, just mentioned Dasha really quick. I'm curious, what had you facilitated a name and pronoun change to her in your school prior to her going to the middle school?
I taught her in third grade, so I have not. That's been 3 years, so I don't know about that.
How are you instructed on that policy?
So if a student has a situation like that, I would talk with the principal and this assistant principal. I have not had to do that. So I would find out, I guess, once that were to be the case. But right now I haven't been instructed to do that. So I don't know exactly how it would go, but I think from what I've heard in the past about parents fill out forms and there's some
So are you
documentation
aware
about
of any secrecy policies in the district that you've been instructed to follow?
no, not at this point.
Okay.
I haven't
Can you show me
heard
some examples of Deckers from this week that she has turned in?
the, yeah, of what writing?
Anything.
Yeah, all of these things that I'm sharing. So here's more. So this is, I'm really proud of this because for her, because this was so hard. It was our first writing to a prompt. So here we're working with the opera right now, the Central City Opera. We got a grant and we're writing a play, a Peter Pan play. And it's super exciting. So that today, and I have to say today, watching Dasha, oh gosh, I knew that would do that. Decker, when we were writing, we had like butcher paper, beginning, middle, and end, and we have these teaching artists that are coming in. And the kids first, we brainstormed with the teaching artists, and then they had to leave. And so then we came and we had sticky notes and paper, and they were writing what the script would look like. And it was so cool to see Decker just like take charge and lead that group because the ideas, she was so creative and she's so kind to her peers and just
It's really frustrating to have to hear you talk about how much you've talked to my daughter because do you realize that my children have been reported missing and I have not had verbal contact with them or seen them? I have not seen them face to face for over 400 days. So you might be questioned about these things and how you are facilitating communication with and about me because Dasha used to do projects and I have a lot of booklets from your classroom about mother-child relationships, and it was very clear to you that there was contact, it was healthy, it was consistent, it was daily. Whereas now I'm wondering, how is this happening? How and when are you facilitating communication about me with Decker and what is being said?
so I have not had any communication about that situation at
So you
all.
don't talk about parents to children that are students in your classroom?
not really about
That's
the
abnormal, don't you think? It's
well,
certainly inconsistent with my previous experience with you as a teacher and a parent and having a student where I
I
came
mean,
into class, and so I'm curious about what what has changed in your teaching style to where you don't talk about parents anymore
So,
with the
Katie, this is
children.
not an interrogation of Miss Albin. Would you like to hear more about how she's doing in class?
Yeah, I mean that is pretty much a huge concern is the well-being of my child and why no one is facilitating any social, emotional, and family contact communication as if that's not the number one most important thing in a child's life. And I'm just
So,
wondering how you're missing that because
she's
that
not
was
missing
part of.
it. She's being respectful of the court order, which we are legally bound to follow.
There's no court order not to
If
have to.
Decker,
No, there's no court order that says that you cannot talk about a parent. You actually are to facilitate communication. And if you had been talking to her, you would know that there's not communication, that they haven't, a court order hasn't been followed for over 415 days because of blocked contact by the father who's in contempt, and his location is not been disclosed. So that's why I'm asking to confirm if she's in your classroom. And
yes,
why don't you know that that's actually when somebody breaks contact, that's called custodial interference. It's a felony crime. And I'm wondering why that conversation about parents isn't being facilitated. It doesn't seem like that's very healthy.
so you can see in campus days that Dasha and Decker are and are not in school. We are honoring what our legal counsel at the district is telling us as far as facilitating communication. As you know, last year I asked them.
You're a mandated reporter and you really don't have any validity with me because I reported a concern insecurely and you did not put that in the files, and the records and registration that was returned to me recently was missing a ton of contact, including my notification about the concussion in Dasha, cough drops, visits to the nurses, and my concerns about what is searches that are indicating child abuse. You're not making those reports, so you've lost credibility to me. And I'm asking Miss Aubin, who was Dasha's previous teacher, I'm noticing, which is wonderful because I can see two different patterns, okay? Two different patterns of how contact and communication and mandated reporting is being facilitated. Is my daughter seeing a social worker or counselor in the schools? Is she leaving
No.
class to see a social worker or counselor?
No.
Not at all. Okay. You do know that severed contact is a form of child abuse.
Do you have any other questions for Miss Albin about her?
Yeah, why aren't you reporting child abuse?
Katie, you don't know what I do and don't report because it's in the JPS secure tab, which you don't have access to. You don't have access to that because it's private. And if you
It's
want
not
to know
private.
how
I'm the parent and I'm also pro se, so I do have access to all of the information.
but
And
not
when
in
I
campus.
subpoena things and I ask for things just like an attorney does, because I have to serve as my own attorney, I'm the one asking for those files. So
I have
if you
all the
have some sort of
investigations
secret
that I did.
catalog, then please present that to me.
Okay, I have all the investigations that I did based on the report you gave
Your
me. All the
retaliatory
security.
investigations. Yeah, I hear that. What is my daughter having for snack and lunch? I want basic human needs are actually what need to be addressed. You know that the data and all of that is tied to financing, and like that literally has nothing to do with the well-being of my daughter. It just doesn't. Coming from a trained educator and a parent, I know. So I want real information about my daughter and her well-being, and I should be looking at those and helping her with homework every night. Okay, I reported an abuser. This is what's happening in family courts. Do you know that nationwide they're being investigated for this exact thing? For reporting and them giving full custody to abusers in decision making. That's what's happening nationwide.
She's accessing school lunch and she brings snacks or gets them from the office.
Yeah,
I don't consent to this institution. I didn't consent to this change to this school because it has a reputation for bullying. and secrecy. No consent.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for Ms. Alvin?
Why aren't you following mandated reporting policy and communicating
asking
with
Ms.
my daughter
Alvin
about
now?
her children? Because there's no existing order that says that you can't discuss me with my own child.
Are
Honestly,
you asking Ms.
That's a
Alvin or
federal
me?
law. I have constitutional parenting rights. That is a federal law. I'm just curious why you're not. I mean, I've been trained in the same way that you have, except for
Are you
I've also been
asking?
trained in 3 different states. But I'm curious how you can teach children all day long and not talk about their parents. Who are
I
you referring
usually
to as the mother?
I don't talk to the kids about their parents. We literally come in, we do our crew, we say hello,
Right.
we
And
we
that's
have
what's
our
wrong with
kids.
public school. That's bizarre
I
because that's a disconnect in the actual structure of a
Well, we
child's
have a
social
talk every
emotional
morning. We
wellness.
talk about what zone we're in. How are you feeling? If they want to share with me, they know they can share with me.
What happened to
Decker,
parent teachers like being in the classroom with parties?
they come.
Oh, so those parents get to have you facilitate
I
communication
don't
with those
know,
parents.
Katie, that I am following what I am told, and I come in, I do my job.
It's a
I
job to you, right? Thank you
I
for making
try
that
to.
definitive determination that is different than being a parent.
It
You're having
is.
a
I'm
different
the
role.
teacher. I'm not her mother, and I don't
And
even.
you're supposed to be bridging communication.
And I
Because
try to
my
do
daughter
that.
is not an employee of the institution of public school.
No, I'm here to help her grow and
Mhm.
keep her
How
safe,
can a child grow if they're not in contact with their mother?
and I don't feel like I have any control over that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do
Do
about
you not
that. I
remember
know
what
that I
mandated
have to
reporting
honor
consists
what
of? When's the last time you renewed it?
my principal, my assistant principal, what I'm told to do, and
Hmm. Are
I
you
am.
aware that the district of Jefferson County has been under investigation?
So Katie, unless you have any other questions about Dasha's academics here at school, we're going to go ahead and end our conference.
I want to know when the last time you have taken the training for mandated reporting. Is that repeated every year?
I did.
Every year.
Yep, in August.
Then why aren't you following protocol? Or are you saying that Miss Darby has told you not to
No.
discuss me?
No, that is not what I'm saying. I know that what signs I need to see, and I have not
So a
seen.
child not talking about a parent who previously has asked a number of times and then now has been silenced by lack of anyone doing anything, that's a sign in itself. A lack of, I mean, you're missing all the subtle signs.
Well, we're out of time. It's been 20 minutes. Katie, you know that Julie Tolson's happy to answer any of your questions about
Julie
information.
Tolson is a criminal. Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you for jumping on with us. Nancy, thank you so much for sharing all that information. I hope you both have a good night.